Let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself confidently believing that you've made the best decision, only to later realize it wasn't as wise as you thought? Or have you ever been influenced by the way information was presented to you, without even realizing it? In this video, we will explore the groundbreaking insights from Kahneman's masterpiece, Thinking, Fast and Slow. We'll uncover the mysteries of our dual thinking systems, the power of cognitive biases, and the profound impact they have on our daily lives. So get ready to challenge your own thinking as we uncover the hidden forces that shape our decisions. You'll gain a deeper understanding of concepts like loss aversion, overconfidence, the framing effect, and more. Whether you're a student, professional, or simply curious about the mysteries of the mind, this video promises to be an eye-opening experience. Thinking, Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman delves into behavioral economics and how our thinking patterns can affect our financial decisions. Daniel Kahneman is a renowned psychologist and economist known for his groundbreaking work in behavioral economics. Born in Tel Aviv in 1934, he developed a keen interest in the workings of the human mind from a young age. After earning his bachelor's degree in psychology from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, he obtained his PhD in psychology from the University of California, Berkeley. Throughout his career, Kahneman collaborated with Amos Tversky and challenged traditional economic theories by introducing the concept of cognitive biases and heuristics. Their research highlighted the flaws in human decision-making and led to the development of prospect theory, which considers individuals' aversion to risk and their evaluation of gains and losses. His contributions earned him the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2002, and he has received numerous other awards, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2013. Daniel Kahneman's work has had a profound influence on various fields, reshaping our understanding of decision-making and emphasizing the role of human psychology in shaping economic and financial outcomes. Thinking, Fast and Slow is an influential book that explores the two systems that drive our thinking processes and sheds light on cognitive biases. Let's see what the key takeaways from this book are. Dual systems. The book introduces the concept of two thinking systems that operate in our minds. System 1 represents our fast, intuitive, and automatic thinking processes. It operates effortlessly and subconsciously, relying on heuristics, instincts, and past experiences to quickly process information and make snap judgments. System 1 thinking is responsible for our immediate reactions and impressions. On the other hand, System 2 refers to our slow, deliberate, and analytical thinking processes. It requires conscious effort, concentration, and mental resources to engage in this type of thinking. System 2 thinking is characterized by deliberate reasoning, logical deductions, and careful evaluation of evidence. Kahneman emphasizes that while both systems play important roles in our thinking, System 1 often dominates our decision-making. It is more energy efficient and efficient in most everyday situations, allowing us to navigate the world swiftly. However, System 1 thinking is prone to biases and errors. For example, when encountering a potential threat, such as hearing a loud noise, System 1 triggers an immediate fear response without conscious effort or evaluation. This automatic response helps us react quickly to protect ourselves. In contrast, System 2 thinking would require a deliberate analysis of the situation, which could delay our response and potentially put us in danger. Another example is when you see a picture of a smiling person, your immediate emotional response, System 1, might lead you to assume the person is happy. However, a more careful analysis, System 2, might reveal that the smile is insincere or forced. Understanding the interplay between these two thinking systems is crucial because it helps us recognize when we might be relying too heavily on System 1 thinking, which can lead to cognitive biases and errors. By engaging System 2, thinking more consciously and deliberately, we can mitigate the impact of biases and make more rational decisions. Overall, the concept of dual thinking systems in Thinking, Fast and Slow highlights the complex nature of our thought processes and emphasizes the importance of being aware of and consciously engaging both System 1 and System 2 thinking to make better informed choices. Cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that can distort our perception, reasoning, and decision-making processes. They are often a result of the shortcuts and heuristics employed by our fast, intuitive System 1 thinking. Kahneman delves into various cognitive biases throughout the book. Here are a few examples. Availability heuristic. This bias occurs when we estimate the likelihood of an event based on how easily relevant examples come to mind. We tend to overestimate the probability of events that are more vivid, memorable, or easily recalled from our memory. For instance, if you frequently see news reports of shark attacks, you might overestimate the likelihood of a shark attack when considering swimming in the ocean, even though the actual risk is quite low. Confirmation bias. This bias refers to our tendency to seek, interpret, or favor information that confirms our existing beliefs or preconceptions. We often ignore or downplay evidence that contradicts our views, leading to biased decision-making. For example, if you strongly believe that a particular investment will perform well, you may selectively seek out information that supports your belief while ignoring contrary evidence or alternative perspectives. Anchoring effect. This bias occurs when our judgments are influenced by an initial anchor, even if it is arbitrary or irrelevant to the decision at hand. The anchor serves as a reference point that influences subsequent assessments. An illustration of the anchoring effect is seen in pricing negotiations. If a seller starts with a high initial price, it can anchor the buyer's perception of value, leading them to make lower counteroffers compared to if the initial price had been lower. Understanding these cognitive biases is essential because they can lead us to make irrational decisions and judgments without our awareness. By recognizing these biases, we can take steps to mitigate their influence and engage in more rational and objective thinking. Thinking, fast and slow, raises awareness of these biases and emphasizes the importance of critical thinking, gathering diverse perspectives, and actively challenging our assumptions to make more informed choices. By applying deliberate System 2 thinking, we can counteract the impact of cognitive biases and make decisions that align with our goals and values. Framing effect is another cognitive bias discussed in the book, and is a crucial concept in understanding how the presentation of information can significantly influence our decision-making. The framing effect suggests that the way information is framed or presented can have a substantial impact on our choices, even when the underlying content remains the same. Different phrasing, emphasis, or context can lead to varying decisions and outcomes. Kahneman highlights that individuals tend to be risk-averse when facing potential gains, but become more risk-seeking when faced with potential losses. The framing of a decision, whether it is framed as a gain or a loss, can elicit different responses due to the emotional weight attached to each framing. Here are a few examples to illustrate the framing effect. Medical treatment. Imagine a medical treatment for a specific illness. If the treatment is presented as having a 90% success rate, people are more likely to choose it because the focus is on the potential gain. However, if the same treatment is framed as having a 10% failure rate, individuals may be more reluctant to opt for it due to the emphasis on potential loss. Financial investment. Consider an investment opportunity presented with two different frames. If it is framed as having a guaranteed 80% return, it may be more enticing as the focus is on the potential gain. However, if it is framed as a 20% risk of losing your investment, individuals may perceive it as a risky proposition and be more hesitant to invest. Policy decisions. The framing effect is also prevalent in political and policy-related decisions. Politicians often use different frames to sway public opinion and influence support for their proposals. By emphasizing the potential benefits of a policy, they can make it more appealing, while highlighting the potential drawbacks can generate resistance. The framing effect demonstrates that our choices can be swayed by the way information is presented, even when the factual content remains constant. Our decisions are influenced not only by rational analysis, but also by emotional responses and the framing of the options. Being aware of the framing effect can help us become more critical consumers of information. By recognizing how the presentation of information can shape our decisions, we can actively seek out alternative perspectives, consider the underlying facts, and make more informed and objective choices. Ultimately, understanding the framing effect can empower us to evaluate decisions more objectively, question the framing used in various contexts, and make choices that align with our values and goals. Loss aversion. Loss aversion is a key concept discussed in Thinking, Fast and Slow that sheds light on how humans tend to be more sensitive to losses than to equivalent gains. It suggests that the pain we experience from losing something is typically felt more strongly than the pleasure we derive from gaining something of equal value. Loss aversion, which stems from the idea that our psychological and emotional response to losses is more potent than our response to gains. This bias can significantly influence our decision-making, particularly in situations involving risk and uncertainty. Here are some important aspects to understand about loss aversion. Research has shown that the negative emotional impact of a loss is roughly twice as powerful as the positive emotional impact of an equivalent gain. Risk-averse behavior. Due to loss aversion, individuals tend to exhibit risk-averse behavior. They are more inclined to avoid potential losses than to pursue equivalent gains. This aversion to loss can lead to conservative decision-making and a preference for maintaining the status quo rather than taking risks. Endowment effect. Loss aversion is closely related to the endowment effect, which refers to the tendency of individuals to overvalue something they already possess compared to its objective market value. People are often reluctant to part with possessions or investments due to the fear of experiencing a loss. Impact on investment decisions. Loss aversion can have significant implications for investment choices. Investors may be hesitant to sell losing stocks because crystallizing the loss would be psychologically painful. They might hold on to these stocks in the hope of a future recovery, even if it goes against rational economic analysis. Framing losses. The way losses are framed can also impact decision-making. Presenting losses as avoidable or emphasizing potential regret can intensify loss aversion and influence choices. Understanding loss aversion is crucial for both individuals and policymakers. Recognizing this bias can help individuals make more objective and rational decisions by consciously evaluating potential gains and losses on an equal footing. It also has implications for policymakers who aim to design effective policies and incentives that consider the emotional impact of losses. By acknowledging the power of loss aversion, individuals can take steps to mitigate its influence on their decision-making. This may involve setting clear investment strategies, diversifying portfolios, and consciously weighing potential gains and losses without being overly swayed by the fear of losing. Overall, loss aversion is a key cognitive bias that plays a significant role in decision-making, highlighting the need to account for our innate tendency to be more averse to losses than attracted to gains. Overconfidence is a key concept explored in Thinking, Fast and Slow that refers to the tendency of individuals to have an inflated belief in their own abilities, knowledge, and judgments. It is the overestimation of one's own skills, performance, and accuracy in making predictions or assessments. Here are some important aspects to understand about overconfidence. Illusion of knowledge. Overconfidence often arises from an illusion of knowledge. When people possess even a small amount of information on a subject, they tend to become overly confident in their understanding and expertise. This can lead to misguided decision-making and faulty judgments. Planning fallacy. The planning fallacy is a manifestation of overconfidence where individuals consistently underestimate the time, resources, and effort required to complete a task or achieve a goal. They believe they can accomplish things more quickly and easily than is realistic. Expert intuition. Overconfidence can also be observed among experts in specific domains. While experts may possess considerable knowledge and experience, they can still fall victim to overestimating their ability to predict outcomes accurately. This can lead to errors in professional judgments and decisions. Overconfidence can be reinforced by confirmation bias, which is the tendency to seek out information that supports our existing beliefs and to dismiss or ignore contradictory evidence. This bias can prevent individuals from recognizing and correcting their overconfidence. Calibration and miscalibration. Calibration refers to the accuracy of individuals' confidence judgments compared to their actual performance. Miscalibration occurs when individuals are either underconfident or, more commonly, overconfident in their abilities. People often overestimate their accuracy, leading to miscalibrated confidence levels. Overconfidence can have significant implications across various domains, including business, finance, and decision-making. It can lead to excessive risk-taking, poor investment decisions, and a failure to recognize one's limitations. Overconfident individuals may be less likely to seek out feedback, consider alternative viewpoints, or engage in critical self-reflection. Recognizing the prevalence of overconfidence is crucial for individuals to make more informed decisions. By being aware of this bias, individuals can actively seek feedback, challenge their assumptions, and engage in more cautious and critical thinking. It is important to encourage a healthy level of skepticism and humility, acknowledging that our judgments and predictions are fallible. Overall, thinking fast and slow highlights the tendency of individuals to be overconfident in their abilities, leading to errors and biases in decision-making. By understanding the concept of overconfidence, individuals can strive for more realistic self-assessments, adopt a growth mindset, and make better informed choices based on objective analysis rather than unfounded confidence. Thinking fast and slow highlights the complexities of human thought processes, the influence of cognitive biases on decision-making, and the need for critical thinking and awareness to make more rational choices. By understanding these concepts, we can strive to make better informed decisions and mitigate the impact of cognitive biases on our lives. Thank you for staying with us to learn more about the fascinating insights of this book. Let us know in the comment section below if you have recognized any of these biases in yourself. Have you ever experienced the influence of these biases in your decision-making process? We would love to hear about your experiences. Understanding these biases and their impact is the first step towards making more informed choices. By sharing our experiences and learning from one another, we can navigate the complexities of our minds and strive to make better decisions in our personal and professional lives.